mad, I'm annoyed. Formula One, just let Andretti in, okay? And if you're worried about them not having enough credit, it's okay. I know a guy. The online website The Athletic has dropped a bombshell of an article detailing that Andretti not only have got their plans set for joining Formula One in a couple of years' time, they've actually got something on the dynamo. They've got a proper Formula One car model ready to go at now their wind tunnel base, which is in Cologne, which is where McLaren were based, and that used to be the old Toyota wind tunnel and facilities. And I remember seeing Michael and Mario talking on Sky Sports and saying, oh yeah, we've got a model good to go. We're working on our entry right now. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, sure, Andretti, I'll believe it when I see it. And now I've seen it and I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I'm like, my goodness, Formula One. This is amazing! They've actually got something going. I don't know how much this has been embellished or a little bit seasoning on the top trying to make it look juicy, but the point is though, they have something. Andretti has something, and it's just proving once again that every single series that they enter into, they take it seriously. Their first season partnering up with Avalanche in Formula E turned out to be a fantastic year. They took it extremely seriously. In the world of American motorsport, Andretti is one of the big names, and despite the big interest in Formula One wanting American money, they don't want an American team. Even though they are looking now maybe at getting trademarks for the Chicago Grand Prix. I've been to Chicago, it's really nice, but I never thought they would have a Grand Prix here in the modern era. I'm just like, oh, for goodness sake, just stop. It's like that meme of, you're joking. What, another one? I just can't, honestly. Yeah, this article, why Andretti is not waiting for a green light to build its F1 team. I mean, I'm just looking at this right now. I've got link down below if you want to read it all in detail. It's really fascinating. They are taking this really seriously here. This article is not holding anything back. It goes into everything that we need to know to show that Andretti is almost 11 times more worthy of being in Formula One than Haas, in the sense that they are working on this right now. They are being extremely proactive, not just waiting for Stefano Domenicali to finally say yes, and Toto no longer having a bit of a fit, as well as all of the other team principals. We are finally seeing Andretti going, right, okay, we got the green light from the FIA, that's all that matters. They are just saying that, stuff you, Formula One management, and your commercial arm, and your arbitrary rules, and the Concord Agreement tripling. Fine, we can do it. We can do anything you throw at us. Again, it just reminds me of Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team, constantly going up against the conventional sporting board, changing the rules at the last minute, and they still are able to rise above it, as the classic song goes. They will do anything possible to get into the sport, and they succeed every single time. Yes, of course, this piece is clearly a hit on Formula One management, of course it is. It's to make them look extremely silly to the casual reader of The Athletic, which is based roughly in the American region. And considering that the demographic of my audience is roughly about 23% American, that is a really big contingent of American fans who are curious about Formula One, and they have now, based on this article, got a fantastic looking American outfit. It's got a base in Cologne, the wind tunnel that McLaren used to use, that was Toyota's. They've now apparently got a satellite operation in Silverstone, which is great, which is in the heart of motorsport in the UK, where the majority of teams in Formula One have a base of some description. Aston Martin, they're right around the corner from Silverstone track itself, as are many operations. This is exactly what they needed to do. There is an existing facility in Germany, there is existing facilities and an infrastructure and a staff network in that region of the Midlands, great, and then of course there's the Indianapolis headquarters of Andretti Global itself, which is fantastic. From the sound of it, it's brilliant. And then you look at this article, and you look like this collaboration with General Motors that they are doing, this is serious. They've apparently, Andretti, got 120 people on staff, and they've been poaching people from the big team. So the brain drain from all of these other teams is real. And stuff that I've been talking about when McLaren have been poaching people from the likes of Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren are poaching them, but they're losing staff to Andretti as well for the prospect of starting with a brand new team, possibly bringing in junior engineers in a more senior capacity, so that means they can climb the ranks and the echelons for potentially some really interesting endeavors with an American team. This is completely fascinating. Granted, General Motors' commitment is extremely huge. 50 of the 120 staff members are from General Motors, but what this is telling me is that General Motors, They are backing Andretti 100%. This is remarkably strong. This is something that we should really be looking at and going, oh my god, why? Why are these teams going against it? Yeah, of course, self-preservation, all that. Tomo's video went into that quite clearly. I understand that, I get that, but there comes a time, Formula One, when you have to just lay down your cards and go, okay, all right, they're legit. Okay, this isn't like US F1 or anything like that, or Stefan Grand Prix. They actually have stuff, they have a model, and according to this article, they will have a rolling chassis ready later on this year. Yeah, they are working to 2026 in their entry, and even though the Concord Agreement is looking to triple the entry fee, the anti-dilution fee, of $600 million, it seems like Andretti's going to go, yeah, bring it on! Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, bring it on! Yeah! They're going to do it. They're just going to do whatever Formula One management throws at them. The commercial arm, pah! We got General Motors money, baby! Let it rain! It would be more amazing if I actually had money. You get what I mean, though. But this article is so good. They are bringing in experienced hands. This is just everything I needed to see was remarkable. They brought in people that have worked at Enstone, which is probably one of the biggest underdogs in the entire sport from the days of the Renault Championship era. Nick Chester has been around at Enstone from the 2000s, and now he's in charge of the Andretti operation to some degree. This is really good stuff. They are hiring the right people. They are hiring from people at existing teams and the big teams as well. Probably all of these people wanting to climb the ladder, but there are senior places and there's no need to rock the boat with these teams, or they reach the peak of where they can get to. Andretti comes along and goes, hey, don't worry, we'll give you a senior position. That's great. More money for them and a chance to innovation. Brand new ideas that they might not have been able to get through senior engineers. They can do it at Andretti, and Andretti will be more than happy to take their insight and modern Formula One thinking. This is really good stuff. They've done everything that they needed to do. So all of this stuff Andretti have been talking about that they are ready to go, we were just going, yeah, okay, we've heard this so many times. And now they put this article out and it's like, they really do. These are people that work at Williams, Renault, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari. My goodness. This is just a shot across the bows, folks. I'm serious here. I'm not trying to hype this up. I'm really, really excited here that, okay, we're in business, folks. We've got a legitimate 11th team, which is looking really, really together. They're working on stuff already. They're going to have a rolling chassis. They've got a model in the wind tunnel. They're just learning what to do. They are being proactive. They're not just waiting for Stefano Domenicali to stonewall them into oblivion and just wait for them to suddenly go, oh yeah, okay, you can join. Oh, what's that? You've got no tools? Oh, it's gonna be a bit tough for you. You might be at the back, and oh, you're not getting any results. The sponsors aren't gonna be happy. Oh, you're just probably going to fade away, having not achieved anything. That's what Stefano and the rest of the team principals want. Andretti to be at the back, not doing anything and not bringing to the table. Well, Andretti's not going to take this lying down. They're pulling their sleeves up and they are just getting on with it because as far as they're concerned, the FIA, who is the governing body of the sport, has said, yeah, you're good to go. Ben Sulayem is just completely running roughshod over what Stefano says in the continuing dispute between those two organizations. Yes, of course, we may get a breakaway between the two of them, but right now, Ben Sulayem is just going, hey, we're just following the lettering of the rule. We're just doing everything the directors are telling us to do. We're just playing by the rules. Formula One management, are you going to play by the rules? Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Andretti is a pawn in the Sulayem-Domenicali game. But as far as I'm concerned, if you've got a compelling team that is looking likely to really, really be interesting, fun, and an interesting prospect for Formula One, and one that's competitive, and to do whatever needs to be done, even though you haven't got the full green light, yeah, sure, it might not come to fruition, it might completely fall flat on its face, but things can be sold. People can move to different teams. It's all experience. And quite clearly, the fans are going to be backing this endeavor. This article was staged. It was so staged not long after that trademark leak about the Chicago Grand Prix and all of the stuff going on about Liberty Media now being one of the biggest asset-rich organizations in sporting in the entire world. This was so timed. Can't you tell, folks? This was just like, yeah, Liberty Media's rolling in the money, yeah! And then Andretti, yeah, we're busy at it too. You got money problems, Liberty? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Oh, this was so deliberate. I wonder how long they've been sitting on this article and just waiting for the right moment to click publish. Oh, this is great. And remember, folks, General Motors isn't just backing Andretti. They are going to be backing anyone who wants a power unit supply from them, because they have become an official supplier from 2028. So they may be starting off with Andretti, but they will be open to other bidders as well. And maybe what they're trying to do here, General Motors, is to get into bed with Andretti, go all out, and really produce a compelling power unit, and then a couple of years' time, once they've got everything refined, they can then try and lure away some other teams to potentially get power supplies from them. That being interesting and destabilizing the entire market. Yes, Aston Martin's got Honda, and there's Audi just supplying their own, but we got the likes of potentially Renault and Mercedes having some of their customers tempted away. I would not be surprised if General Motors turns out to have a very good package deal that McLaren, by the time they come to the end of their Mercedes deal, might go to General Motors. We might have that McLaren Chevrolet badge deal after all. Something that I made fun of not too long ago, but now it's looking a plausible reality. Yes, of course, if General Motors decide, nah, we don't want to do it, they pull the plug, a lot of the workforce from Andretti is going to go with them. This is a very precarious situation, but right now, it seems like not only Andretti, but General Motors are fired up to really show that they mean business. And again, go and read this article. It's so insightful. It's fascinating, and I love this. It's dramatic. It's throwing a cat amongst the pigeons. Oh! It's so good. It's so juicy. I don't usually get involved in drama, but I really feel this is justified. This is just a shot across the bow to Formula One management that Andretti, they have the cash. They have the backers. Andretti themselves as an organization. They have the sponsors globally. The Formula E effort, they've got the clout to be able to come in their first season and get some silverware. Albeit partnering up with Avalanche, but they partner up with an organization that knows a thing or two. They collaborate with people who know what they're doing. This is not like a Haas operation, where for the most part, they just work with Dallara and then that's it, and then they just work with others, and now they're leeching off Ferrari. Andretti is going, right, okay, who do we need to fully understand Formula One? Okay, you over there at McLaren, you come over here, you're hired, bigger salary. You over there at Mercedes, oh, okay, you got some ideas? Come on in, the door's open, people. And then General Motors, their clout across the entire global automotive industry. This is just looking so sensible and logic. They got everything that they need. You know the whole adage, build it and they will come? These staff members are coming. They're interested. They're fascinated. They've got the tools. They're in Silverstone, exactly where you need to be. They're not basing some operations in Kannapolis. Yeah, they got the Indianapolis thing, but as far as I can tell, they've got Cologne, they've got a Silverstone base, and that's going to continue to grow. And yes, I can imagine they're getting some of the outlay done now before they might have to pay $600 million. But if they have a compelling organization and an asset pool, and they can show investors that they've got everything ready to go, they just need to get to the first Grand Prix and be allowed in, these sponsors and backers, they will come. You'll get more investors, and maybe more American investors, because they got a big team. So yeah, Andretti, General Motors, it's looking legit. I'm so happy to see this, because it's just going to make Formula One management out to be completely backward in their desire for American attention. And also, it's just going to make Haas yet again look so uninspired and so lazy, wanting to suckle the teat of Ferrari. Oh my goodness. But if you want to hear more about that story and why Haas should probably sell to Andretti and be done with it, go and watch this video next. But go and read that article too.